Hi everyone, can you hear me? Sorry. Okay, let me see if I can add this picture. Can add this picture. Yeah, I can add it. All right, everyone. Uh, I think this is the way I will be going on life now. I'll be adding pictures of the people I want to talk about on the screen. This way to be clearer. At least you can to pass the message across better. What do you guys think? Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to you all. It's another day for another wonderful live stream. Um, please, when you're coming in, like this live stream. I hope you all can hear me, please. It's been a while I even came on live on Mama YouTube. On normal YouTube live, I usually do what do you call it? StreamYard. Hope you all can hear me very well. So yes, today's topic is gonna be a breaking news, although it's not a breaking news anymore because I think this was scheduled about 3 days ago. I wasn't available. I had a lot to do this period, although this period is salah break. Yeah. Muslim brothers and sisters are celebrating the salah, but I had other things to do, so I couldn't come on live. I said okay, I tried to like postpone to Sunday, since Sunday is our um live show. All right. So today's headline, or rather, is it headline? I'll call it headline. Headline says that Ann Kuhn, I think it's Ann Kuhn, that's her full name. Okay, I hope you all can hear me. Ann Kuhn. Okay, yes, you can hear me now. Sorry, guys. All right, so it's no news that Ankun resigns as CEO of Miss Universe and TPN as well. I think it's a company that owns Miss Universe Thailand, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. I think she stepped down, you know, as the CEO of TPN and also of Miss Universe as well. And also in another headline states that Rachel versus Nawat. You guys know that Miss Grand Wahala now. So we don't want to. I don't want to. You guys have known what You guys know what has been happening. Okay, so Rachel versus Nawat. More queens open up. A lot of other queens have opened up on what happened with between Mr. Nawat and Rachel, the former Miss Grand International. So a lot of persons are coming on with their own experiences, or rather with what they think really happened at the pageant, and also their own experiences while they competed in the pageant. You guys remember that Olivia Nakande, I think she was Miss Grand Kenya. She has a YouTube channel as well. She opened up on her own personal experiences with the organization, and that was in 2022 when she competed. And also Miss Cosmo International. She lent her own opinion on what is currently happening in Miss Grand International. Okay, so we're going to talk about all that in this live stream. All right. So first of all, let me talk about the surprising resignation of Ankun as CEO of Miss Universe. You guys know that Ankun is one of the co-owners of Miss Universe. Yeah, she's not the only owner of Miss Universe. Now, let me even put the other. Let me place the picture of the other guy. Yeah. So yeah, so these are the pictures of the two owners of Miss Universe. Aisha Oluwadamilare, sorry. Oh. Hello, how are you doing? You're welcome to my live stream. All right, guys. So both of these the pictures you're seeing on the screen, both persons are the co-owners of Miss Universe. Okay, so and Kuhn. the lady on your screen, she has resigned as Miss Universe CEO amidst a lot of actions on a lot of financial allegations. Actually, that was what really happened. Um, according to what they said, uh, business turmoil has been mounting as for Jakapong. I think what was her name is and Jakra Jutapip. Wow, this name. There's no need. Just let me just use Anne because the name is very um it's hard to pronounce. Okay, so the same business turmoil has been mounting for Anne, this transgender celebrity businesswoman and former co-owner of Miss Universe organization. Okay, so now she's now the former co-owner of Miss Universe. All right. Um, you guys, I don't know. Most of you knew that she was transgender, so I don't think it should be an issue. Talking about it because we already know that's her gender. Okay. She said she has now been forced to resign from all company positions after being charged by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). She is expected to step down from Miss Universe organization. Okay, so according to what they said, I heard that they accused her of falsification of financial records, I think, and reports. Yeah, that was what the allegations were. That was what happened. Okay, so the allegations was about um all right, sorry guys. So according to the reports that we are getting or that we heard, they said the charges relate to jointly committing or consenting to false statements and maintaining incomplete, incorrect, and inaccurate accounting records in the company's 2023 annual financial statement and accounting documents. Okay, so it is said that she was charged with falsifying some documents relating to financial statements and all. Right, so it came as a shocker to me because I felt like she had more time to spend with the organization, but left to me, um I think that this is for me, Sha. This is a good news because I was not really happy with the way she handled Miss Universe. I was not really happy with the way she was handling the Miss Universe pageant because we all know what happened, during her time as CEO of Miss Universe. So I'm not surprised at all. I like the fact that she has resigned because we needed new hands to run the organization. She was not really doing a good job. She was not really doing very well in terms of, the the prestige of the pageant. She brought down the prestige of Miss Universe. So I'm so happy that at least we're gonna have new hands running the Miss Universe pageant. Okay, so I'm happy about that, but I don't know who's gonna take over because over here we have another co-owner of Miss Universe as well. So I don't know. Probably he will take over from her as the new CEO. They've not really made a formal announcement about that yet, but I feel like being the co-owner of the company, he automatically takes over from Anne. Okay, so what do you guys think about Anne's resignation and what she was charged with? Okay, um, so many people had a lot of things to say about this, but before then, you guys know what has been happening with Miss Grant. So it's a lot in the pageant industry now that we are having this we are the all these issues here and there. Last week was very, 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 very busy in the pageant world. After Rachel resigned and they crowned a new Miss Grand International, now we now have we now heard that and Kuhn resigned, okay, from Miss Universe. All right, so a lot of persons had their own opinions on what really happened. Okay, so I'm going to be reading some of the comments. Somebody said here that according to Miss U updates, she said Miss Universe organization has clarified that Anne isn't stepping down from CEO of MUO. So these changes are just regarding JKN company. So why are people now saying that she stepped out of MUO when it's just for the JKN company, which is in Thailand? So I don't understand, because what we're told, or what we saw in the news, was that she's resigning from Miss Universe, only for us to later hear that she just resigned from the JKN company, who is you know who are the persons that are directly accusing her of falsifying reports. Okay, so she's still part of the Miss Universe organization, irrespective of what happened. All right. So somebody said, I hope someone sensible and disciplined, and a disciplined person, takes Miss Universe now. Please bring back MJ era. Because for me, like I said before, now I'm happy if she steps down. Like seriously, I'm happy if she steps down from Miss Universe, because we need a change. And she wasn't really giving us the quality that we wanted from Miss Universe. So I think her stepping down would do the Miss Universe organization a lot more a lot more good, you know, because she was running the company down anyways. All right, so somebody said, "Oh my God, Kama really understood the assignment." Oh my God! Somebody said, "Please remove all this tie in MU, and we will all be." So they are saying that any pageant that a Thai person owns now, they should remove them from the pageant. Are you serious? Remove Anne and Nawat from pageant system. They should no longer be involved in any of the pageant activities. Me, I concur with this statement, because Nawat on his own is not really doing well, with all these allegations flying left, right, and center. So I think Nawat and Anne, they deserve to, be pulled out of any pageant. They don't deserve to be in a pageant at all. Somebody else said, okay, a lot of person had terrible things to say. Oh. Ah, wow. Somebody said, please bring back the old Miss Universe. Good to hear that she stepped down. Exactly. That's what I wanted to, that's what I've been, I was happy about, because we needed that sanity in Miss Universe. We needed um um the pageant to start on a clean slate. Anne wasn't doing very well at all. She wasn't doing well for the pageant. So I'm happy that she stepped down. Austin, fine, how are you doing? Good evening. You're welcome. Please like this live stream, please. He said Paula Sugar has been vindicated for exactly, exactly. She has been vindicated, because she was said it then that she made comments about this particular lady. So me, I'm happy. Oh, he said good evening. So he said somebody said, thank God, this is good news. Hopefully, this lady is 100% no longer involved in Miss Universe, and hopefully, Mr. Nawat will also not be involved in Miss Universe for the coming year. Everybody is so happy that she might likely step down from Miss Universe, and Nawat as well, because Nawat, you guys know what has been happening with Nawat and Miss Grant. Okay, so a lot of things have been happening in the pageant scene, a lot of changes, and for me, I feel I want positive changes, because Miss Universe in the recent years has really, really gone down. They've gone down in terms of ranking, in terms of quality, in terms of what the pageant actually stands for. Anne is currently taking the pageant to a different level that will destroy the pageant in the long run. So I feel like her stepping down will do the pageant a lot more good. And usually before now, Miss Universe was all about charity. all about helping children with deformities. A lot of things that they were doing that was helping humanity. But as soon as Anne stepped in, things changed. Everywhere scatter. Scatter everywhere. Turn everything to business. So now what the queens do is that what the queens now do rather is that after winning the crown, they're selling cosmetics. She turned the whole pageant to cosmetics, a cosmetic company. You know, Miss Universe before now, like I said, at least they were visiting countries and carrying out charity work. But now it's not about charity anymore, and that is deviating from what beauty pageants stand for. Beauty pageant is all about helping society, giving back to the society, being a force for good, not a business center. Because they've turned into business to a bit more like selling a cosmetics. They turn into cosmetics a business where they sell cream, makeup, and all and the likes. Because I remember when they went for this Asia trip, Asia tour last month, and I saw even our own Chidima selling. I think she was advertising a particular product, one of all these their cream, cosmetic cream, and one other thing that she was advertising. I was like, is this what they win the pageant for? Like, what is the essence of being a beauty queen? If you cannot affect this, if you cannot um affect the society in a positive way. So I feel like they turned the whole pageant thing to a business venture or money making machine instead of talking about the charitable part of it. They in fact they set that aside, and they were now using the queens to sell their products. Okay, so that was very really 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 wrong, because that was not what Miss Universe stood for before now. Okay, during Paula's time, Paula Sugar's time, like like Austin mentioned, they were into charity. You could feel the impact. But now, what they do now is to sell product and all that. I said, it seems Thailand are not good managers, obviously. Exactly. That's what I'm saying now. That you can imagine Anne and Nawat now running an organization. They are going to turn it to something else. So I think at this point, all those Thailand business tycoon, they should stop managing pageants. They should stop it. They are not good managers at all. They're not good managers. So let's see what happens in the coming days, because some people are saying that Anne she just stepped down as the president of JKN. I think the Miss Universe Thailand organization, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Miss Universe Thailand? I be one other company like that she owns. So probably because of the allegations against her, she might step down as CEO of Miss Universe. So it's not really tentative, or rather, it's not been confirmed yet. But I feel like with all these allegations, she has to. The best thing for her at this point is to step down as Miss Universe CEO, so she can face the court case or the suit against her, because definitely the allegations levied against her. She has to defend herself. Okay, so I feel like she should step down of any other position that she holds, and you know defend herself against these allegations. All right, so that's it for Miss Universe. So I can't wait for this change to happen, because it's been long overdue. We have been waiting for it for a long time now. So anyway, in the coming days, we're going to get more information on this particular topic, because according to what I'm hearing, she has not really totally stepped down as MU president yet, or CEO of MU. So let's see what happens. All right. So me, I want somebody that's disciplined, to take over this organization. Someone that knows the values of what Miss Universe stands for to take over. That's what I want, because right now, this universe has lost his prestige because of what Anne did, and and even bringing Nawat on board has made it worse, because you guys know what Nawat stands for now. Nawat, you guys, if I don't need to talk too much, bringing Nawat on board, was one of the things that made me realize that, they were really, Miss Universe was really, really, taking the wrong steps. Okay, so I feel like her stepping down, and probably Nawat too might reconsider his contract with them and do the needful, because it's obvious that nobody wants them in Miss Universe. That's just it. He said, trust me, they would want Vina to win Miss Universe so that it would look like they won Miss World and Universe in that same year. Hey, hey, like seriously. And Vina is already been projected to win, but anything can happen. Oh, yeah, Nawaz is looking for someone that can bring business, and he's using Vina to attract clients to his business. Okay, so I feel like if Vina should win Miss Universe Thailand, that means that she's also a strong runner for Miss Universe. That's if Nawat is still there and Anne is still there. Ehen. But the way I'm seeing it, they're already projecting Vina to win Miss Universe Thailand, so that they can win Miss World and Miss. Anyway, for the fact that Thailand won Miss World does not mean that they are going to win Miss Universe. So now going on to Miss Universe though, is not a guarantee that she's going to win Miss Universe. Can you hear me? Hope you can hear me. Sorry, it was network. I hope I'm audible enough now. Okay, it's clear. All right. So Austin said, Nawat loves controversy and chaos. Exactly. That's what he fits on. He likes those kind of controversy, and that was what happened. And that's exactly what happened between him and Rachel, because of certain comments that he made that I was not really happy with. Responding to Rachel, I felt like Nawat just aggravated the whole situation by saying most of the things that he said during that confrontation with Rachel. So somebody like that, we don't need him in pageantry because he's just going to cause confusion. He's just a confusionist. That's just what Kunawat is. He's a big confusionist. Anyway, let's go into the second topic. I don't want to waste much time today. All right, so yes, Miss Grant controversy. Miss Grant controversy. You guys know what has been happening with Nawat and Rachel. A lot of other beauty queens have come out to say what really happened between them and Mr. Nawat, and also Miss Grant organization, and also Madam Teresa, the another co-owner of Miss Grant as well. So um, more so, what's her name? Miss Cosmo International last year. She came out and made some comments, talking about the way Nawat talks about women, the way he degrades women, the way he, makes the comments that he makes about women. She was not really happy about it. And she was like, I think that was one of the reasons why she felt like Rachel's story was, true. A lot of persons till they don't even believe that Rachel, don't believe Rachel's story. They feel like she made it up. They felt like Rachel made that story up. They felt like Rachel made that story up. All right, over here you're seeing Miss Grant, the new Miss Grant International, CJ Opiaza from the Philippines. She was crowned last week by Mr. Nawat over here. He presented the crown to her, and you guys know the story behind it now, so I don't want to talk too much on that. So left to me, I feel like this is a case of probably Rachel did not understand certain rules and regulations of Miss Grant, or Miss Grant organization later found out that Rachel was not who they thought she was, and they made her reign more or less miserable by neglecting her and mistreating her, because just make it make sense that Nawat was saying that she was not really quality enough. You made some kind of comment which were very very degrading, and he also did not stop there. He made some about her family as well, about Rachel's family. About how she lied. She lied about her age, her background, so many things. Like, just imagine you're supposed to, if you have this kind of animosity against your queen, that means that they did not really, they were not really um happy with Rachel. That they were not really happy with her. After they crowned her, there were some things that they did that showed that they were not really happy with Rachel. Based on all these allegations. I felt like most of them they said were all lies, because they just wanted to justify their actions. But in as much as they were trying to justify their actions, they did not like Rachel's demeanor, and the way Rachel carried herself. So they felt like to expose them either way. So they had to let her go, and they had to like just do something that would make her resign and all that. And they now came and they dethroned her. So anyway, that the other beauty queens that were in support, like I mentioned, Miss Cosmo International. She said, you know, like the way Nawat was talking about women and the degrading comments he made about men. And also, another participant from Africa, she was Miss Grand Kenya in 2022, Olivia Nakandi. She had this to say in her YouTube channel about what happened to her during her time at Miss Grand International. That was okay. So Austin said, okay, so Austin is not here. All right, so I'll just be talking about, just play some of the clips, audio rather, not clips, audio. Uganda. And in 2022, I participated in the pageant Miss Grand International, and that was okay. So you guys are listening to Olivia Nakandi. She was Miss Grand Uganda, not Kenya. Sorry, she was Miss Grand Uganda in 2022, and she was talking. She was, you know, talking about our own personal experience. Talking about our own personal experience. Hello. Sorry, guys. The network is bad. In Bali, and then I hope you all can hear me. Okay, so let me quickly let me quickly play the audio of Olivia Nakandi, like I mentioned, Grand Uganda for 2022. She had some things to say about the organization as well. In Jakarta, and honestly, I felt like okay, that was the right thing to do, but I also learned a lot and I experienced a lot. Now, before I say something, when this lady came out, Rachel Gupta, she came out and she started, speaking about everything like that she spoke about. If you haven't watched her video, go and watch her video. Especially if you're a pageant fan or a pageant lover or somebody looking to get into pageantry, you really need to watch this video before you get yourself into pageantry. Now, I want to leave a disclaimer. I've done other beauty pageants before, but this video is targeted to Miss Grand International only, not the other pageants. I did a video when I was comparing my experiences, and honestly speaking, the other pageant that I did, well, compared to Miss World, they're absolutely different. They're absolutely different. I'm going to repeat that. Miss Grand International, how this lady put it. And during the year, during the time that we were in Indonesia, I could only see a glimpse of what she talked about because I was not like the overall winner. So I didn't get to experience what she is, but I could. Sorry, guys. So you guys heard what she was saying about her experiences as a contestant. She said most of the things Richard said was actually she had a glimpse of most of them, you know. So let's continue where she stopped. There's some toxicity around here. And I want to say this with so much certainty that whatever this woman is saying is the absolute truth. Whatever she's saying is the absolute truth. Pageants, especially like that one, like Miss Grand International, they take advantage of girls. Like she talks about that I'm going to be sharing and breaking down. And honestly speaking, I want to also use this opportunity to call many pageant girls from around the world. If you've taken part in this pageantry, you know that she's telling the truth. If you have taken part in Miss Grand International, you know that this girl is telling the truth. You know that she's telling the truth. Because let's be realistic. All of everybody, when they go to compete, they want to get like the main crown, right? So there must be a very big reason why someone would just wake up and actually give away the crown, like give up the crown. There must be really, really tough stuff. You can see in the video, the girl is literally remembering the worst 7 months of her life. It's hard to watch this video without crying. It's hard. It's honestly hard to watch the video without crying if you're really human and you have emotions. Be close to these people, but I believe like life brings things along the way, maybe to teach you lessons, right? And I learned a lot of lessons. Now, in my previous video, I learned a lot of lessons. Now, in my previous video that I shared the link in Rachel Gupta's video, I was sharing about the dark truth because it was through that dark pageantry that I found my way to the light, and that is in Jesus. But before I get there, let's talk about what Rachel really talk about. And I'm going to try to break it down and give you my point of view. So let's get into it. She spoke about a lot of things, and one of the things that she really spoke about was the paying for votes. Now, this because I was also a contestant and I firsthand experienced it. I'm telling you, this is going to be a Me Too movement. I want everybody to come out, like all the girls who took part in this pageant, to come out and say, Me Too, because I know that everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has a story to tell about this pageant. And we need to stop the exploitation of girls. So many girls looking at the glam and the beauty and all whatever is happening on camera, but they don't know what's really happening behind the scenes. They don't know what's really happening behind the scenes. Exactly. They don't know what's happening behind the scenes. That's why I said it before now that it's only what we see on social media that we judge. We don't know what happens behind the scenes. Who would have thought that Rachel had gone through all that she went through behind the scenes? If not, no. Sorry, guys. Can you hear me? Hope you can hear me. Okay, so let's start from where we stopped, please. We'll soon end this live stream. I'm not wasting much time. All that stuff. You never know what they're going through. And I'm so, so happy that Rachel Gupta came out and really
spill all the tea, all the secrets, and I just admire her courage. I do admire her courage because there's so many queens that win the overall title. They go through a lot and they just decide to keep quiet. You never hear their stories. They are going through a lot. So another make sure that they're doing great. And again, this video is only about Miss Grand International. So paying for votes, you guys, this is a thing in Miss Grand. These people are so money minded. They don't care about anything else except your money. Your money, because you're the one who's gonna pay for the.
So where does this stop the war and violence comes in? Because you're talking about vote, 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 and money. So what have they done so far with this their slogan? Have they been able to stop any any fight or whatever? Have they been able to make any impact with their slogan? Because so far I don't see them, traveling around trying to visit these wars torn zones, taking relief materials and supplies to these war torn countries. They've not done that, so I don't really understand. Then what's the need of this for the slogan? It's not important. You should try and to me I feel like that slogan is more or less like just there, just using it to cover up, and they're not actually doing what they ought to do.
Votes and all that stuff, but also the contestant, we are required to like put in a lot of money. I remember in my year Brazil won, and I had rumors, I'm saying, that she or her family had invested over like $250,000. $250,000, guys. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And honestly speaking, not everybody has that kind of money. But this is a business. We need to get this point straight. The president and the people who run that organization, Nawat, he's a businessman. He does not care about anything except money. That's it. He does not care about anything except money. So that thing of paying for votes is absolutely true, and I can testify to that. Another thing that Rachel Gupta mentioned in her video is about body.
Wait, oh, I don't understand. So is it that the former Miss Grand International for 2022 from Brazil, I've forgotten her name, but she's a Brazilian. Is it that she paid $250,000 to win the pageant? Like, it doesn't really make sense. And like, how much are you getting at the end of the day if you are paying that much? So anyway, it's allegedly, it's not been confirmed yet. But if you are paying that much to get a crown, of which you're not going to get the prize money until you hand over your until the end of your reign, it doesn't really make sense to me.
I mean, you guys, she mentioned that she reached a point where somebody would, start pitching parts of her body, like she's telling her that you need to lose weight here, you need to lose weight here. Excuse me. Oh my God! But wait a minute. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I am literally not surprised because these people care about like a perfect. I don't know what a perfect body looks like, but they have painted a picture of a perfect body for a perfect queen. And that's why in the video, now responding to Rachel and saying that she was not even beautiful. Like, what? This thing is sickening. It's really, really sickening.
All right. So I think I will just have to conclude on this matter. If you want full gist on this Miss Grant issue, about the other queens that have reacted and have talked about their own experiences, please, the full gist there. Yeah, she mentioned a whole lot in that her video. Okay, I just played a snippets of her audio and everything, just so you guys can know what she talked about or what she experienced, just part of it. Okay. I don't want this live stream to be too long. That's why I'm trying to shorten it down. But at the same vein, I feel like most of all these queens coming now to speak, you know, they also had their own experiences. And also, I heard Miss France, the third runner up last year, that was relinquished of her title. She also spoke and said that going forward, she wants her peace of mind and everything. You guys know that according to what I heard, she had issues with Rachel, during their tour, the top 5 tour, the top 10 tour. So after that issue, she had issues. Yeah, she had issues with Rachel, according to what I heard, and she was stripped of her third runner-up title. And now she's moving on, and she said, she has gotten the peace that she wanted. So obviously, she was actually shading Rachel, or probably she was shading the Miss Grand organization. I don't know who she was shading, Sha, in that her video. But all in all, I feel like this whole Miss Grand pageant last year was actually full of controversy. Even with Myanmar's Myanmar rejecting their placement after paying a huge amount of money to Nawat, and they got the second runner position, which they rejected. And a whole lot aside from CJ and Miss Brazil, and who else again? I think those are the only two people standing in the top five. The rest have left their titles, or they have been stripped of their titles. All right, so it's so funny. Miss Grand is so funny, and with all that has happened so far, I feel like they need to go back to the drawing board. They need to sanitize the organization. They need to come out and you know let us know that they've listened, or they've done the needful. Because right now, I feel like the only way what they are doing now is just trying to put up a good front, or put up a good face. We all know what Nawat's capable of doing. So I'm not really surprised at all if he starts treating CJ, in a certain way, and starts, making her feel at home, when we all know that they are just pretending. Okay, so CJ, as the new Miss Grant, she has to be careful as well. She has to ground. And Rachel also made it clear in her statement that, you know, that her arms are open for CJ if and whenever the Miss Grand organization finally decide to show their true colors. Okay, so I feel like all these beauty queens coming out to speak against the organization, they experienced it. They have experience with the organization, so they can't just come out and cook up stories. They can't come out and cook up stories. For me, I believe Rachel, I believe Olivia, I believe the other lady, and I feel like pageants these days, they've deviated from what it usually used to be. They've deviated, and they've made it more like a business venture. You know, they've made it more or less like a business venture, instead of being a charitable organization. All right. So at this point, it's safe to say that um, it's an ongoing issue. Rachel has not really she said she's still trying to see how, if she can press charges, but according to what she said in a previous press briefing, she's looking at the complexities of you know of pressing charges, and all that. But to me, I feel like she should um okay, guys, so for now, like I was saying before now, before I was interrupted by network, I will soon end the live stream. I feel like the queens that have come out to speak, and if Rachel has enough evidence, that she has gathered against the organization, she can use it to press charges. Even if she does not have enough evidence, with the statement of the queens from the former queens that have spoken so far, I think that is another evidence, that she can use to press charges against the organization for mistreatment. Okay, so I think at least that will go a long way, and I believe that more persons will come out, more queens, more former beauty queens will definitely come out and speak against the organization. Probably most of them, they are just buying time, or trying to see how it goes, with Rachel, and um, what she intends to do. So let's see how it goes. All right, everyone. I think we'll come to we'll end the live stream here, because it's been a lot. The network has not been friendly today, so I'm not going to drag on much longer. All right, so end it here. For those of you that will be watching, please comment down below on what we just discussed, and let's see how it's going to unfold. But it's really been crazy in the pageant world, like of late. Throughout last week, it was from one thing to another, I don't know when it's going to end. This drama is going to be an unending drama. So probably this new week we're going to get more information or more breaking news or um, more shocking revelations. Okay, so let's see what happens at the end of the day. But it's not been easy in the beauty industry, and I feel like they need to sanitize beauty pageants, all the international pageants. They need to sanitize, and they need to start off on a clean slate. All right, guys, thank you all for joining me today. Even if the live stream has been one kind, but all the same, I'm able to pass my message across. Abi? Mhm. All right, so probably next time I'll show my face, but today I'm just not in the mood to show my face. And I feel like, with this new YouTube feature, let me just try it out and see how it goes. And so far, I'm loving it. All right, guys, good night, everyone. I'll see you in my next live stream. Please, I've started Miss Supranational coverage. Oh. You guys should, subscribe to my channel for Miss Supranational coverage, okay? It's starting tomorrow in Poland. All right, so see you all. Good night. Bye. See you all later in the week. Good night.